All right. Well, first question is just describe what went into your mind, why the decision, and why to step away from the game.
Yeah, Dom, it's been something I guess I've been contemplating since the season went over, and it's kind of hard to put into words. It really is. It's there's a lot that goes into it, and something inside of me just kind of said that maybe it's time to go. And I went back and forth a lot. I really did. And there was definitely moments where I thought, I'm gonna give it at least one more year. But I think for me, the X factor and the difference was my health, was the injuries. And, I knew injuries were part of the game. I knew I'd been dinged up a little bit, but when you kind of start to look at, this offseason I actually, got MRIs and started to look at some of the things, and you realize they're a little more serious than maybe you thought. And, I have a lot of life left to live, and I want to have an active lifestyle. So that was kind of the X factor for me was my long-term health.
Did you when you left NDSU, Kyle, 61 games? Is it possible that shortened your NFL career a little bit? That's a lot of games.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people, probably look at my career and say, "Oh, you played 4 years in the NFL." Well, I say I played 9 years of, really competitive, really physical football. I went through 5 years of, obviously 4 years of games, but 5 years at NDSU, and you guys know the kind of style of football we played, and it definitely wasn't easy on the body. Having said that, I wouldn't trade those years for anything, but it's hard to say, but I think it could have had an effect for sure.
When you look back at this now, did you have other suitors besides the Chargers if you wanted to go back to L.A., or were there other teams that wanted your services for this upcoming year?
Yeah, I did. The Chargers offered me something. I had interest from the Raiders, a couple other teams. But the best offer, and the one that I was considering the most, was actually from the Lions. And I took a visit to Detroit. I actually really liked everything they said. I like everything they have going on there. I think they're gonna, and I think they actually, they have a really bright future with Matt Patricia coming over from New England. And I liked everything they said, but just something just didn't feel right for me signing there, and I just knew it was time for me to walk away.
Who had you been talking to on this? I'm assuming you talked to your parents, but how long had this been? Was it right after the season ended, or when did it really cross your mind to say, okay, I think I'm ready to be done?
Yeah, so I've been talking to parents, girlfriend, friends for a while now. But I guess it didn't get really serious until right when free agency started, because I was still, like I said, I was still undecided when free agency started, and I was kind of looking for something, maybe a reason or something to spark some excitement in me that, I did want to give this another shot, but it just didn't happen. And, this is, it was easily the hardest decision I've ever made. You're walking away from all you've known and, the biggest part of your life for the past 9 years. And it was hard. It really was. And, there's still moments where I, kind of ponder it and go back and forth. But I think for me, at this point in my life, I just had to make the best decision for me, and I believe I did that.
So Phil Hansen told me once that you're 4, 5, 6 in that area. It's really your body. It's almost hard to get healthy by the time next Sunday rolls around. Do you sense that?
Yeah, I definitely. It's you kind of learn that your body almost adapts to just that kind of trauma and that kind of abuse, I guess it takes, and things that you just think are normal, you realize are not for everyone else. And even just year to year and things, you can just tell the older you get, the more wear and tear that kind of goes into your body and goes into this game. And I'm not even talking about the head injuries. Obviously that's a major concern, especially for someone like myself who's had a couple of concussions. But just everything else, like I said, you want to be able to run around with your kids someday and go on hikes and play other sports recreationally. And there's just certain things about this game that you start to question whether you're not going to be able to do that or not.
I look at now your last game you were out there playing against Tom Brady. When I say that, what goes through your mind? That's going to be your last one, a playoff game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I actually I was talking to my girlfriend about that actually when I made the decision. Was, you get a say. Obviously, the result wasn't what we wanted, but just the fact that you could play, against Rob Gronkowski, it's his last season too, and Tom Brady, arguably the greatest player ever. So, I mean, it's just been an incredible journey. I can't even begin to describe the memories and the moments and, the adventures I've been able to go on and go through because of football, not just NFL, college, everything. There's been a lot of good, and it took a lot. It wasn't an easy road, that's for sure, but it was an amazing ride, and it's hard to say that it's over, but like I said, it's just time to move on.
When I have talked to you on draft day, I remember how excited you were, couldn't wait to get to San Diego. Now to look back at it, here we are 5 years after draft. We're almost coming up 5 years on the anniversary of draft day for you. When you think about that, what goes through? Did you get everything you wanted out of football, outside of obviously the team success? Did you get everything out of the game you were hoping to?
Yeah, I think, and then some. It's always easy to I guess, be greedy and wish you could have had more and done this and done that. But, I was a guy, and I mentioned it in my statement. I necessarily didn't even know if I wanted to play college football. And it just kind of, I knew I wanted to play. I love sports, and I loved competing, and I wanted to, continue to do that. And football was my best opportunity to do that. So, for someone like that to, and coming from a small, Schuyler, Nebraska, to be able to, be drafted, I would say I got everything, and then some I could have wanted from this game.
I know it's still early. Have you thought what's next? What are you going to do now without having OTAs and training camp? Like, what's immediately on the horizon for you?
Yeah. I've been getting that question a lot, and I got that question a lot even when I was playing it. And I don't have an immediate plan. This is going to kind of take some time to get used to and kind of be ready to move on to something else. But I'm excited for whatever it is. That's what I keep telling people is, you put so much into athletics and into football for so long, and when you're done, you still have that drive. You still have that work ethic, and you know how to grind and how to get things done. Now you're just gonna have to channel it to something else. So I don't know what that's going to be, but whatever it is, I'm excited for it, and I'll give that same effort that I gave to football to my next venture.